people, today we're doing a koi pond set. I'm pretty happy with how this set came out. Yeah, okay, so let's get started. I have pre-prepped some medium length oval tips, and we're going to start off with this green glaze. Now for my pond water, I didn't want to use just the straight blue because it's too blue and it would look weird. There's no koi pond in the world out there that's blue like that. It just doesn't exist. I know firsthand because my parents had a big one in their backyard when I was, well, not when I was growing up, but later on. Anyway, we get this green glaze on here, and we're going to give that a cure. Now we're going to get the blue glaze, and I'm going to go over it again. So you can see from just the blue, it's too blue. And I didn't want to mix them together because I wasn't sure how much to do, and I didn't want to make a whole ton of it and then have it be wasting. And I thought I could achieve the color I needed by going over these with each of these colors. I was mostly right. I mostly have the color I want, but it needs another coat, so we're going to have to mix. Oh! Okay, that just scared the heck out of me. Something underneath my desk in the little cubby where your legs go under the desk fell off the box that was under there under my foot. It scared the crap out of me. Okay, well that got my heart going. Okay, for the third coat and final coat of the glaze, we're going to mix the green and the blue. As I was saying before, when I mix stuff, I tend to make way too much and then I end up wasting a lot of product. So I was trying to avoid having to do this, but I see it would have been much faster just to start with this. And I probably could have got away with 2 coats if I had just done the mix in the first place. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this on here. This is the final coat of the base color we're going to use. And then I will cure those, and then we can move on. I forgot to say too, all in, this set took me about an hour and 45 minutes. Okay, and as soon as I'm happy with that, we're going to cure those. And moving on. Okay, this is the brand name of the stickers we're using for the koi fish, and there they are. These came from AliExpress, as usual. I'm pretty sure they still have them on there because I think I saw them fairly recently. Okay, I'm starting off with the pinky nail. Now these stickers are 3D stickers. They have some dimension to them, but they're not really big, like not really tall. They just have a slight 3D to them. They did go on very nicely. They were a little hard to get off of the sticker sheet, but they went on the nails nicely. They stayed down really good. I didn't have any issues, so I'm pretty happy with them. And we're just going to go along and put these guys on where I think I'm going to want them. Now, if you see in the middle of the sticker sheet, there's a lily pad with a water lily on it. I really wanted to use that, but I didn't like how they had the Lucky Charm thing written across the middle of it, so that kind of nixed that idea. But I like the way the water lily is sticking up, on the stalk on that one. I didn't paint any of them like that. I just painted them flat onto the lilies. I didn't want to try to make it more difficult for myself than I already probably did. But we'll get to that in a bit here. Excuse my sniffly nose. My allergies have been crazy lately. And we have finally made it into August, so that means we've only got about 2 more months of this extreme heat, and then it will start to get tolerable again. As it is, we're back up into the hundreds this week, and for most of next week so far. Okay, moving on to the water lilies. I'm using the Venalisa Mud Gel for the darker green, and then I've got a Beetles for the lighter. Excuse my sniffles. Now I tried to find part of the most of these I managed to be out of camera shot for these, so bear with me. I tried to edit and find enough, parts together that you could see what I'm doing. It also appears to not be in focus. I'm just painting this darker green. I paint the outline of the lily pad, and then I'm painting the darker green. Just from the outer edge towards the center, so I get some kind of grain lines going. Then I decided we needed another little one there on the corner. Okay, now don't cure yet, and then I take the lighter green, and I'm just gonna make some little kind of stripy bits on part of this, and this is still all it's uncured still, because I wanted them to kind of blend, but also give it a little bit of dimension. And essentially, okay, this is how I did all the lily pads, so I'm not sure how much more I left on here. I had to cut a whole lot of these out on the edit because they were mostly all out of shot. And I'm sorry for that. I think it's just been so darn hot in here. My focus and my brain is not functioning to its full capacity. So you may see me start on some of these, and then it might just go away, and all of a sudden I'm painting a different one. That's because I got out of shot and I had to cut it out. But you pretty much got the gist of it from the first two. They're all the same. I was kind of dreading this part because, as you guys know, my hand painting skills, when I don't have something to look at to copy from, are not always the greatest, but they turned out to come out fairly good, I think, and it was not nearly as difficult as I had it in my head that it was going to be. As usual, I get all up in my head with stuff, and then, it turns out to be not a big deal. Okay, once I get all the lilies done, which I have done there, I will cure that. Now moving on to the flowers of the water lilies. We're going to be making a pale pink. Now I probably could have just gotten a polish out for that, but I wanted to use the gel paints. So I really wasn't sure on these flowers how to go about doing this. So I kind of just was winging it at first, and then I kind of got a system going once I figured it out. Okay, we want a really pale pink. Now you can make your water lilies white, pink, yellow. There's some salmon colored ones. And they come in quite a lot of colors. I've had first-hand experience with those too. Now I started off thinking, okay, I'm going to try to paint this like I was kind of looking at the one that was in the middle of that water lily that was on the sticker sheet, and it was just not of what I was trying to do to copy that. It just wasn't working. It was not looking flower-like, so I kind of just started winging it after that. Basically what you're going to do is get a blob of your paint on there, and then just kind of pull out from the center till you get a vaguely flower shape. Now these are going to be so small on the nail. I mean, they look bigger now because it zoomed in, but they're so tiny on the nail, you really don't have to be super detailed about it and making every petal perfect, because you're just not going to see that unless somebody's really zoomed in and is really looking at the nail closely. As you'll see as I go along, my flowers are going to start looking a little sloppier and a little sloppier. I mean, they don't look bad at the end. I think they turned out pretty nice, considering I didn't know what I was doing. Okay, now I'm going in with the red by itself, and I've got just the teeniest, tiniest little bit on my brush. Now, as you can see, sort of, it's kind of out of focus. I'm just making like little lines in the petals. There's a little bit better view of it, sort of. It went by kind of quickly. Now, when I started off, I was just barely doing any, but as I was going along, I started adding just a little more red to it, so the lines would show up a little better. And in essence, what happened is it just made the flowers look like they were a little bit of a darker shade of pink, because as you know, when you're not zoomed in on them, you can't really see all those little lines. But there's where we are so far. We're moving along pretty good. Okay, then I pulled out this other color of mud gel, and I'm just going to make the teeniest, tiniest little dots in the center, maybe 2, maybe 3 on each flower. And frankly, you could skip this step because you really can't see them. They don't show up. But I mean, I know they're there. I know I did a complete job. You just can't see it. But you really got to look closely to see them. I think this color too doesn't want to show up very well, but anyway, we've done that. I've cured those, and now we're moving on to top coat. I'm using my tempered top coat for this, and I'm giving them a nice hefty layer because of those 3D stickers. I want to make sure that they're going to stay on there very well. Ideally, I probably should have done two layers at the top, but I did not. But if you're going to be using the 3D stickers, I recommend you do at least 2 layers of top coat, so they're basically encapsulated really well, because they do tend to want to pop up sometimes if they're the real thick ones. Okay, now moving on. I just got this wave liner gel, and I bought it for another reason, to do on a different project, but I decided to try it out on here by making some little water ripple lines from the fish moving around in the water. Now they look cool when you're looking at them up close and they're doing the job they're supposed to do. But once again, it's like the flowers of the water lilies. Unless you're really zoomed in, you can't really see them. You don't really notice them. If you're not looking for them, you're not probably going to notice them. But it was good practice for me using this liner gel. Now I will have an upcoming project pretty soon using that gel, but not next time. And we're going to do that on all of them. I'm not sure how many of them I showed you my putting this on, but oh, you guys, you see my magic trick? I sat that down there, and my nail underneath must have hit the underneath side of the nail on there, and it went boop, and it just disappeared. I mean, it took me like a few minutes. I had to stop, go find it. It was way on the other side of my desk. But anyway, now I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, next time I'm back to my own nails, and I will be doing something with yellow flowers. That's pretty much all I got so far. I haven't locked down any kind of a design yet. I just know I'm going to use yellow flowers. So that's upcoming next time. Maybe after that following week after those, maybe I'll tackle the project with this wave liner gel that I bought it for in the first place. I saw some really cool looking nails done with it, and I'm hoping I can pull off something like that myself. Well, we shall see. Now on some of these, I'm just trying to make little ripply lines like around the fish, mostly in a way that the water would be rippling if they were swimming around and moving. I thought this would just give the water a little bit more movement. Now I started off with the first hand. I wasn't doing very much of these. By the time I got to the second hand worth of nails, which you're not going to see because I did off camera, I was putting more and more of these little water lines on there because I was liking the way they looked. I'm possibly might have gone back and put a couple more on the first hand set side too, but I don't remember now. That's pretty sad. I just did these on Tuesday. This is Friday, and I already can't remember what I did. Ay, ay, the joys of getting old. I was really surprised too at how nicely this gel liner worked. I was expecting it to be kind of crazy messy and along the same lines as the spider gel, which I do not like. I mean, I'll use it occasionally, but I don't like it. It never comes out that good for me. I can't seem to get a nice smooth line. I get it on the nail and then it kind of beads up and I end up with all these little dots, which I don't like. Anyway, that's a problem for another day. So I was very pleasantly surprised that this was going on this nicely. It was easy to work with. It was giving me super thin little lines. Now I didn't have a curing time on the jar anywhere. See, now you can see that we're up close. You can see the water ripples on there. But we're going to cure that. I cured it for 2 minutes because I didn't know how much. It didn't have anything telling me how much to do, so I figured I'd be safe with that. Now I've flipped these over. I've cleaned them all off underneath, and we're going in with a very thin layer of the top coat on the underside. We just want to have enough so that the water looks clear, but not so much that it's going to pool up in the center of the nail and make it, have a hump in the underside on the center, because then it's not going to lay on the person who's going to wear it and it's going to come off. So I will give them a final swipe down the center of each nail just to clear out any excess, and I'm going to wipe my brush off a lot in between just to pick up any excess. Then I'm going to cure those, and there we are, all done. Easy peasy. Frankly, I was happy to have something that didn't give me any problems this week. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with how they came out. I hope you like them. I sure do. If you want to see more, I upload a new video every Saturday, so stay tuned for that. Please give me a like on these. I worked hard on them, and they turned out pretty awesome, I think. But okay, I will see you guys next time for some yellow flowers and whatever else I decide to do with them. Bye-bye for now.